I'm ready.
Please stand for the flag salute. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing in honor of Kate Smith's birthday. Councilman Reardon has something.
A tough act to follow.
Please remain standing while Deputy Mayor Sarah says the prayer.
Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together in the service of our community. We ask that you watch over our meeting and that you guide our hearts and our minds so that we can work together to make the best possible decisions for Brigantine. Amen. Ask that you remain standing for a moment of silence for longtime Brigantine resident and musician Tucker Smith, who recently passed away. Thank you.
Thank you, Vince. And Kate Smith's was brought to you by Ann Phillips, our famous taxpayer out there. She gave me a call today, and I agreed to play Kate Smith tonight, and I thought it was a real nice thing for America and for the city of Brigantine. Welcome to our May 1st, 2019 meeting. As we always do, we're returning from executive session. Our attorney, Fred Cerny, is going to give us an update of what we talked about in executive session.
Thank you, Mayor. In executive session, the Mayor and City Council discussed certain contract procedures, specifically potential contracts between the municipality and private organizations that wish to use municipal property for certain events was discussed. The council provided direction to the manager to review this situation and put together a set of procedures for council's consideration in regard to these types of contracts. Additionally, there was a brief litigation report in terms of Malone versus the City of Brigantine. My office advised that that matter is still pending with the assignment judge, and we are waiting for a decision based upon an earlier motion practice. That's it, sir.
Thank you, Fred. I need approvals of the council minutes for April 17th, 2019. First and second.
Second.
Lynn, am I correct, we didn't have executive session that day?
Correct.
Okay. Can I have roll call, please?
You,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
DeLucre,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Mayor Simpson,
Yes.
motion carried.
Approvals of payroll and operating expenses. Need a first and second.
So moved.
Second. Any questions? Hearing none, can I have roll call, please?
You,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
DeLucre,
Abstain to 2792, yes to the balance.
Reardon,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
motion carried.
Now we're going to have a farmer market update. Whoever's from the farmer market's going to come up and speak and give us update on the farmer's market.
Yes, thank you. My name is Jeanette Kessler. For those of you who don't know me, hi, how are you? I'm Jeanette, and I do know most of you, actually. So I'm here to talk about the farmer's market. First thing I want to do is thank council for appointing me as the chair of the farmer's market for 2019. Very happy to be serving in this role. Thank John Doring for his support and hard work for the farmer's market. It's been a great few first months, but I have a lot to learn, and I definitely am behind. You know, I work for the county, I work for the Atlanta County Utilities Authority, and I'm on the Board of Commissioners for the County Insurance Commission, so that's been my focus for years. I don't follow Brigantine politics that much. I've never watched this like a lot of my friends watch this. I've never watched it. So I have to learn. I don't know the ordinances that we already have in place, so I have to learn. So I thank you in advance for your patience with me, because I do expect to be a pain in John's neck and some of your necks, especially over the next few months. So without further ado, let me talk about what's on my little 3-minute agenda here. For the farmers market, we're celebrating our 6th anniversary, but our theme is the 50th anniversary of Woodstock. So we're celebrating the Summer of Love. There may or may not be a brownie competition. I can't confirm or deny. There may or may not be.
Well, you can get that approved by the
Chief might want to approve that.
And you all know the farmers market is a great...
I have no problem with
Farmers market is a great addition to Brigantine. I'm so happy that I get to serve on the committee for the farmers market as well. And what makes it so great is the volunteers. That being said, May 8th, next Wednesday, is our volunteer meeting. So I know that, I know Rick volunteers on the cleanup committee. I know Karen volunteers. I know Mike has volunteered. I'd love to see any of you there. Even a commitment as little as 4 hours makes such a big difference to the committee. Elaine works tirelessly, scheduling, and anything that anybody can do, anybody listening at home that can do 4-hour commitments, that's all we're asking for. The farmers market is only a success if the volunteers come out and help. So please, come out if you can. And we're going to have food Wednesday night, so that always gets people to come. We'll have snacks. The other thing I wanted to talk about quickly is the citywide yard sale. That's May 24th to May 26th. You approved it last meeting. Thank you for the approval. Just a reminder that that is happening, and we are ready and taking addresses to add to our GIS website for that. And then the final thing I want to talk about
Excuse
is...
me, Jeanette,
yes.
do you want to just give the address, the website address?
Absolutely. It is brigyardsale2019@gmail.com. So if anyone's interested in participating in the free citywide yard sale, you can just email that email address with your home address, and you'll be registered.
Is it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday, Monday?
I'm sorry?
Is it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or
Yes.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday?
It is the
Friday,
24th, 25th, and 26th,
Friday, Saturday,
which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, yes. Yes. And the last thing I want to talk about is Sustainable Jersey. So as most of you know, Brigantine is a certified bronze community, which means we have 150 points. registered. I'm being very aggressive. I'd like to see us be silver certified. It's hard to get there. It's a big job. I'm going to be aggressive, and I'm going to try to get that. We have until September 8th to try to get there. I'm going to try. But I will probably be coming forward and saying, can you please approve this ordinance? Can you please consider this resolution, just to try to get there? So please, I don't even know the process to do that. I'll figure it out with John.
Go through John.
I'll figure it out. But I will probably be doing that a lot within the next month or two, sending over things for your consideration. So if we don't get it this year, we'll definitely get it next year, and we'll have a lot of the work done. So that's my goal for that. And then, I don't know if you'd like me to report monthly on the farmers market and sustainable Jersey from now until September. I'd be more than happy to do it. I don't know what the norm is. Your call.
You can either come, or I usually give...
Perfect. Then I will fill you in at the meeting. Perfect.
Meetings, I always give
Great.
an update.
So thank you so much for the audience. Again, I hope to see some of you May 8th, next Wednesday, at the Farmers Market Volunteer Meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeanette. Jeanette's done a great job leading the green team.
Yeah, Farmer Market is a very great organization for the city of Brigantine, and I commend all of you. So it's hard work and giving up your Saturday mornings and some nights, and so fantastic. Thank you very much for that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Talking to people in other communities, literally the Brigantine's Farmers Market is the model to follow.
Yep.
Outstanding job, and it's really become a great destination and a good kind of Saturday tradition for people who live on the island, people who visit the island. It's definitely been a great staple, so congratulations on keeping that going.
Great. Okay, moving ahead. We're going to open it up to the public for public comments on agenda items only. Anybody from the public wants to come up and talk about agenda items only? Mrs. Phillips. Oh.
Ann H. Phillips, 308 27th Street.
God bless America.
Yes, certainly. Item number 12 on your agenda, which concerns the purchase of golf carts. I think it should be clearly stated that this expense is not part of the golf course utility budget, but is part of our overall municipal budget. And I say that because initially this utility was to be self-sustaining, and obviously it is not. So we're all paying for that. Thank you.
When we get to the golf cart, part of the on number 12, I'll explain how we're doing that. Well, you'll understand, once that comes up in a couple minutes. Anybody else, sir?
Good evening, Council.
Good evening. Name and address?
Howard Abrams, 3307 Bayshore Avenue, right at the circle there.
Okay.
I'd like to, if I could, talk about the pump that's being installed right at my location where I live.
I'm going to allow it to go on, but it's really not on our agenda tonight, but continue.
Okay, thank you very much. I've got a few concerns about the actual pump itself. I'm a resident of Brigantine, a proud resident of Brigantine for 33 years. And in the past year and a half, when they installed a pump in that little side street and took, I guess, a majority of the water back into the bay, in the past year and a half, it has pretty much filled in my boat's slips that are right behind my home right there. And it has not been that way for as long as I've been living there. So there was a concern about that new pump that's coming in, which is a more powerful pump that's going to taken a lot more water because it's a huge structure that's going there. And so I would like to see if we could maybe take a look and address that situation that's going on right now.
What you see, the pilasters, that's actually for the generator, so if the city of Brigantine loses power, it pumps the water out of that circle area.
Okay.
So that's not the pump. The pump's underground.
The pump's underground, okay.
In a pipe.
Okay. There was also some concerns about the actual equipment itself. I've been dealing with this other pump that's been on. I was concerned about as far as the maintenance of this pump goes. This last pump's been running for sometimes 12 to 14 hours consistently, and I had to make a couple of notations to call.
I'll have Mr. Doring over here address your concerns about that.
Okay.
John, you want to tell?
Friday night we had...
You want to grab the mic, John?
You mean go outside with them?
No, just grab the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Friday
night we had 1.25 inches of rain, as you know. The floats in the pump stuck up, which meant it kept running. You had contacted Arthur Chu.
Yep.
Arthur called me Saturday morning. I sent an employee down there, and he they were stuck.
They were stuck.
Because we had so much rain.
Is that what it was? Okay. Yes. Now I was concerned about going forward if this particular pump generator is stuck as well. Would we be able to?
Totally. The pump that's there now is a portable. It's temporary. The one that's going underground, as the mayor said, the floats are underground. There's nothing for them to get hung up on.
Okay.
And even when the pump is running, you won't hear the pump.
Okay, that's good news.
The only time you'll hear anything is when we lose power and the generator comes on.
Okay,
that's what you will hear. And it won't be as loud as what is there now.
That was quite still for 12 hours straight.
Yes. And let me just say, if that ever happens again, call the police department.
Okay.
And they have our call-out numbers,
and
we can take care of it right away.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
We're trying to get rid of the portable stuff that breaks down, and we have to refill during storms and stuff like that because it's very time-consuming and manpower.
Thank you. There was also the last concern that I'd like to ask is the residents in my buildings. There are 7 residents, and they're concerned, and some of the other folks I've heard some neighbors concerned about, is there going to be any impact on possibly any type of loss of values of the properties in the area because of this? Now, I don't see it from where I'm at because I'm inside. I'm in unit number 5, but as a whole, some of the folks have just inquired about, is it going to maybe cause some loss of value? I don't know if this is true facts or not, but the neighbor who put his house up for sale just recently, last year he had it for sale for quite a high, substantial amount of money. And
did he sell it?
He did not sell it. I'm not speaking for him, by the way. I'm just going by the numbers of what I see. That's all I'm going by. But at one point he had that number of around 2.3 million, I think it was, and now is for sale for 1.7. I don't know if there's any situations. I don't know. But as soon as that
I think his neighbor sold their house, so I think that's the pricing.
Okay. I don't. Yeah. And so, but my the residents that live alongside in my units, they were concerned about the value of their properties. And
well, I think the bigger concern is the flooding in that area.
No question about it. It's for the good of the
I think it would make your, I'm not going to sit here and talk about values. Because I'm not going to guarantee you values. All I know is Brigantine's values have been going up in the last few years and everything.
Okay.
But if it doesn't impact you with sight or anything like that, I don't think your values. I think it's more valuable than would hurt your values. That's just my personal opinion. It has nothing to do with the city of Brigantine or anything like that. That's my personal opinion. Go ahead, Mike.
And Howard, I can tell you also, I was speaking with your neighbor on Sunday, as a matter of fact, and he seemed okay with the whole thing.
Yeah, I was talking to him last night too, Mike.
Right, and the fact that that generator was going to be there, right there in the neighborhood, he was very positive about it, and I'm sure after it gets done being landscaped and cleaned up a bit, it's going to be an asset.
That's
And,
great.
He had numbers on, he threw numbers at me about all the landscaping that's been done around the circle,
Okay.
which he was part of,
Right.
and it's thousands and thousands, close to $100,000.
So did they plan on doing some nice landscaping around the whole area?
And also, we have been working with the county, and, and that doesn't mean it's going to be tomorrow, but been working with the county to redo the circle, and your side of the street gets a lot of landscaping
Appreciate that.
on the plan we have right now.
Yeah, because I know well, they're doing what they need to do. They've got
Right.
they're holding the telephone pole
Right.
up, tied the
Right.
cable to my tree. I'm glad they are. We don't want the telephone pole to fall down.
I'm worried about the landscaping.
My wife,
around
Beth Ann.
The generator itself, is that going to be right there, or do they somehow make it look pretty?
They'll have landscaping around the generator itself. With taller trees and, bushes, whatever. We'll have stain with the salt water and everything like that.
Is there a final drawing of what it should look like when they're all done?
No.
I don't have anything.
No. But any generators we're going to put out there, we're going to do some kind of landscaping playing around it, or even enclosures.
Enclosures?
Yeah, possibly. We're going to have a meeting for Jenkins Parkway on May 11th at the golf course, and certainly you're welcome to attend. There's some enclosures we're going to propose and see if we can get the neighbors to agree on some few things down there too.
Okay, great.
What time's that meeting?
May 11th. It's at the golf links at 9 o'clock in the morning.
What day is that?
Saturday.
It's a Saturday, so everybody can, because most of Jenkins Parkway is from out of town, so we wanted to make sure they can get there.
They stopped at our place this weekend, Jenkins Parkway people.
Right.
They're making the rounds, I get it. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you, Council.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else from the public? On agenda items only, I guess. Okay, seeing none, I'm going to close it. Okay, ordinance number 9, 2019, introductory bond ordinance to purchase an ambulance. Ambulance and additional equipment. I need a first and second.
So moved.
Second.
Tiger, can you give us a update on this? This is your baby here.
Yeah. Thank you, Mayor. This ambulance would replace a 2005 ambulance that is right now is used as our third reserve piece. It's getting by, but it's starting to have some issues. So this new ambulance will also come with the state-of-the-art power loading system that Ocean City just recently went to with all their ambulances. Atlanticare just went to it. We looked at a couple different systems, and we went with the Stryker system. It's actually pretty phenomenal how it works. I had the city manager come over as well and check it out, and so that is a little additional cost, but other departments that have been using this system have found that it reduces injuries on the job, so in the long run I think it will pay for itself, and it's a really good system. So yeah, it's not cheap to buy an ambulance, but it's obviously well worth its weight in gold. So yeah, and the ambulance that we will be getting rid of will be going down to Public Works, and they're pretty excited to get it.
So we're recycling.
We're recycling it down.
Makes Princess
Yeah.
happy.
It'll still get some use down in Public
Good.
Works.
Good. Yeah, it's a piece of equipment we definitely need. Saves lives every day in Brigantine, and I commend you for doing that. And we talked before about the ambulance, and I've been in it a few times, and, so it wasn't a fun ride out on some of this ambulances. So, any questions or concerns from the council?
The one going to Public Works, what year is that one?
That's 2005.
That's fine.
Okay, here none. Can I have roll call, please?
You?
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
DeLucre?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Mayor Simpson?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. Resolution 2019/82. Special item of revenue introduced to budget 2019. New Jersey DOT Municipal Aid Program. Have a first and second.
So moved.
Jimmy, you want to give us an update on this?
Mayor, this was a program that was applied for prior to my arrival. John, I think it was it 17 we applied for it? For Sheridan and Roosevelt? 18.
Yes.
It's a $300,000 grant to allow us to do some infrastructure upgrades on Sheridan Boulevard. And that's the $300,000 was recently awarded, and we're going to insert it into the budget.
That was the governor called me.
Yes.
He actually called me personally and told me we were going to get $300,000, and the first time I ever talked to the governor at that time. So I was excited about getting $300,000, and I didn't even know we asked for it, because it takes so long to get it. So I didn't have that job at that time either. So, any other questions? Okay, can I have roll call, please?
Pugh?
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
Dewey?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Mayor Simpson?
Could you say no to somebody giving us $300,000? Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, Resolution 2019-83, award of contract for golf carts. Can I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Jim, I know me and you have been working on this, the golf carts, trying to find ways to save money for, no matter if you say it's the utility authority, this authority, or whatever, it's still the city of Brigantine, no matter what it is. And I think we came up with a pretty good way. So, you want to take it away there, bud?
Yes, Mayor. So, as you said, we've been working on this for some time, pretty much right from when I came in December. We met with representatives of a variety of companies. We came up with bid specifications for these golf carts, what we were looking for. In this case, a 2015 or newer golf cart with new batteries. It had to be in a certain physical condition and contain certain accessories. We sat down with John Hammer, who is with the ACIA. We finished up the packet, we put it out to bid, and Golf Cars, Inc. Came in the low bidder by a good amount of money. It was close to $40,000, if I remember right. This is going to get us 60 golf carts. And it should be noted that while we are paying for it up front, we will be reimbursed over a period of 4 years once we finish up the agreement with the ACIA, which is the Atlantic County Improvement Authority. So it's the initial out-of-pocket is ours simply because we put forth the effort first, but we will be getting reimbursed by the county for it.
Because we had the money in surplus, we took the money out of surplus where we weren't making any money. So instead of paying 6% on our lease, we
buy them outright. We have
buy them
guaranteed.
outright, and then the city gets it back, and with a savings of about $250,000 over 4 years.
That's correct. And we have guaranteed trade-in values on these, so as the golf course deems it necessary to rotate a portion of them out, we can. We have guaranteed money on them.
Yeah, so it's $144,000. If you take the $60,000 guaranteed, you're going to get back at the end of the 4 years. That's $84,000, and our lease payment for every year is $80,000.
That's correct.
So you take the $250,000 right off of that. So it's a home run.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Is there a provision in case there's a large tournament?
Yes, we have a provision for seasonal and or daily rentals. It literally be just a matter of calling this gentleman. Obviously he'd need more than a day's notice, but they'll deliver them down. I believe they are in multiples of 6. I think that's the minimum.
I think 12.
Yeah, minimum, okay, 6 or 12.
Yeah,
But we
'cause
do
I know
have
there
that
are
provision in place.
a couple of large tournaments.
Right.
Right, the Byrne Foundation is
Right.
one that we kind of use as our benchmark because they had anticipated about 140 players, so we use that as our
Plus
standard.
plus with the county, we can also borrow it off of the Green Tree.
Off of Green Tree, yeah.
They're-
Okay.
Yeah, like we did last year for the Byrne Foundation.
Okay, thank you.
Jim, can I ask one question? I think I lost track of the numbers there. So we're getting 60 carts for a total of $144,000. We have the option of trading them back in after 4 years or 5 years and getting a certain amount per cart.
$1,000 a cart, Rick.
Right.
60
Or,
grand.
yeah, or 800 after 5 years.
Correct.
And we have an annual service agreement with them for $8,400.
That's correct.
And what do we get for the service agreement?
Just about everything short of body work. They'll cover the batteries, they'll cover suspension work if one of the control arms or something breaks on the front of it, engine work if one of the motors fails. Well, excuse me, all the major maintenance items are covered.
Brakes.
Brakes, yes.
You don't use brakes on a golf cart, do you?
I don't. I don't know if anybody else.
That's what the lake's for.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? I hope that answered your question, Mrs. Phillips. Can I have roll call, please?
You?
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
DeLucre?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Mayor Simpson?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Same color. Okay, Resolution 2019/84, award contract pump replacement. Need a first and second, please?
Make that motion.
Second. I guess this is you, John. You willing to talk about that?
Yes, sir. This is to replace a failing lift pump at the sewer station we call A. It's at Roosevelt and Bayshore Avenue. Plain and simple.
Boom, get right to the point. I like it.
Roosevelt and where, John?
Roosevelt and Bayshore Avenue,
Oh, yeah.
where the American flag is.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Just one. John, I'm looking at the language of the resolution. Did you pay extra to have your name inserted into the body of the resolution?
I try to get it out, and they keep throwing it in there.
Thank you.
Okay, Lynn, can we have roll call?
You?
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
DeLucre?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Mayor Simpson?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Resolution 2019/85, appointing of floodplain management planning committee, I'm sorry. Need a first and second.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Jim, we'll go over that, the committee.
Sure. So we've belonged to the community rating system for quite some time. I was a member of the original community rating system floodplain committee, if you will, with then city solicitor Tim McGuire. Throughout the last couple of years, we managed to raise our rating through a variety of initiatives, one of which is the flood pumps and bulkhead improvements that we do, to a level 5. Under Ed Stinson, we have enough points to take us up to a 4, possibly a 3. Every jump in point gives us 5% off of our flood insurance. Not us, the city. Everybody that owns property on the island gets another 5% off. We engaged Jim Rutella and Dr. Stu Farrell to create 2 documents for us that are needed for us to get to those points. One of which is to create a floodplain management planning committee, and it had to be memorialized by City Council, so we're here today. Once this is approved, if it approved, we will be able to get started again. When our next visit comes up, we're going to try and bump ourselves up to a 4.
Great. Okay, any questions by council? Hearing none, can I have roll call, please?
You?
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
DeLucre?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Mayor Simpson?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Resolution 2019/86, rental inspection refund. First and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Can I roll call, please?
You?
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
DeLucre?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Mayor Simpson?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2019/87, real estate tax refund. Can I have a first and second, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Hearing none, can I have roll call, please?
You?
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
DeLucre?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Mayor Simpson?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, we're going into our consent agenda. Elks Raffle License Number 882, Elks Raffle License Number 883, Elks Raffle License Number 884, and Brigantine Volleyball Association Tournament Request. Need a first and second.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Can I have roll call, please?
You?
Yes.
Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
DeLucre?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Mayor Simpson?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, we have council management discussions. Jim, what do you have for us?
Thank you, Mayor. I have the updates from the city engineer on some projects that are ongoing. But before I get to that, something came to me while we were sitting here that I think needs mentioning. Our fire chief, Tiger Platt, for those of you who don't know, is in the Air Force Reserve. Tiger, effective today, I believe, was promoted to Chief Master Sergeant. That is the rank of E9, the pay grade of E9. That is the highest enlisted pay grade in the military. Less than 1% of all enlisted personnel in the military, whatever branch they may be in, rise to the rank of Chief Master Sergeant. So I just felt it necessary to bring that up and congratulate Tiger on his many years of service and the hard work to get to his rank is, again, you're in the top less than 1%. It's virtually unheard of, so congratulations to Tiger.
Speech.
Blushing.
I'm just going to tell everybody I made Tiger what he is today. I made you what you are today.
Yeah, you're right.
Tiger started out with me at my gas station, and now he's 40,000 feet up in the air pumping gas into jets, and amazing accomplishment. I know Tiger since he was 10 years old, I would imagine. And
I remember going to his christening.
Yeah, yeah. I remember Bennett in diapers. Yeah. That was just another day. But no, congratulations, Tiger. You're well deserved. I mean, you work hard, and it's really, you well deserved it.
I do want to say one thing, and this kind of ties in with my 27 years serving in the military, and I just want to say that the city has been phenomenal. For the 22 years that I've been in the fire department, you guys have always been very supportive, whether I'm deploying for a year or whatever it's been. So I just want to say thank you, because a lot of times people don't realize how much burden it causes to everyone back home when I do have to go away. So I just want to say thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service, Tiger.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't fight just for Brigantine, you fight for a whole country, and that's something to be admired. Jim, we'll continue.
Okay, so for our project updates, with our bulkhead replacements, 34th Street, 24th Street, 10th Street South, 8th Street South, the Boathouse, and 12th Street North bulkheads are all complete. We expect to have the closeout sometime this month. Next up is the stormwater pump stations, 34th Street. Partial pipe work in the underground pump station vault is complete. Hackney Place, the same thing. Jenkins Parkway, we're at about 95% complete, and the vault for the pump station is done. The pumps are on order. We expect them to be completed sometime in mid-June. We have two emergency generators for wells. The design is complete, and we expect to put them out for bid in June. And we're looking at about a 7-month project once we actually get them out to bid. Roberts Engineering was awarded submitted the lowest proposal for design and inspection for the project of sanitary sewer replacement on Roosevelt and Sheridan Boulevards. Hopefully we'll be able to award that on the May 15th council meeting. There are also pump station emergency generators that we have going. There are 6 new generators coming, one of which is already installed. That's the one at City Hall that we have here. The rest of them have all been spec'd out, and I don't know if we are at the design phase or ready to bid, John?
We're on the design phase with the wells and the lift stations, the pump stations are complete.
Okay. The East Evans Boulevard drainage project, that's the big one that's been running behind the school all the way to the bay. They have done the 1,700 feet of drilling. The generator and controls and the pump are on order. That is the place, that is the location that we're going to be creating the shelter, if you will, for the generator.
Correct.
The wet well is done.
And we're going to have some kind of design for that. We asked our city engineer today to give us some kind of design so we can have it at our other meeting.
Yeah, we're going to try and come up with a, I don't know if a standard design is the right one, but something that we can use perhaps on more than just that.
So they can see the final product?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The project itself should be done in about 2 weeks, according to the city engineer. The work on the generator stand has started, as we've seen if you ride by there. And we got about a month left on that, and then we're doing drainage work at the intersection of 6th Street North Quay and Evans Boulevard. That's finished. We also had a project that was miscellaneous drainage improvement and concrete repairs. West Bay Construction was awarded that at the last council meeting. We had our pre-construction meeting, and we gave them the notice to proceed. The concrete work is 95% complete at 16th Street and Ocean Avenue, between 33rd and 35th Streets as well. They are in progress with Surfside Road near Harbor Beach Boulevard. The main issues that we're going to cover with this project, the 4th Street South drainage at the Beach Street end. It backed up quite a bit and created a nice lake for the folks that lived in those condos there. We're going to be doing van-accessible ADA parking at the Rowing Club. A new concrete gutter, 16th Street South from Ocean to Brigantine Avenues. A new sidewalk and ADA compliant sidewalk from 13th Street South on the beach. And a new concrete gutter and partial curbing from 33rd to 35th on Ocean Avenue. We're also got tasked with reconstructing a failing stormwater pipe on Surfside Road. We are still in the waiting phase of the DEP for permits. That includes Ocean Drive West drainage project we've been waiting on, the golf course ponds, city dock bulkheading, and dredging. The only thing left from our miscellaneous paving project is they're waiting for the engineers to finish up an issue they're having by Primal, between Primal and Keller Williams. It still is flooding back there, not draining out properly. Don't have an anticipated time on that. The salt building, I'll let John add anything to that, but we're moving along. The steel framing is up. We had a hiccup with one of the design issues, but that's been addressed. And we are anticipating to start the bid process in the middle of June for brand new ADA curb corners from 6th Street to 10th Street on West Beach Avenue. That is all I have, Mayor.
And also, when we had our meeting with the city engineer today, we were pressing the city engineer to press our South Jersey Gas to get the paving, try to get it complete by, or close to complete by Memorial Day.
Correct, yeah. Obviously, with the summer season approaching, we're not going to have South Jersey Gas closing down half of our streets to finish their project.
Especially in the golf course area.
Especially in the golf course area. It's, you know, I'm a resident back there, Karen is, there's many others, and last week, Karen, neither of us could even get out of our home areas because they had all the streets closed down. There was literally nowhere to go.
Had to go through the parking lot of the Bible church to get out.
Yeah. So the short answer is yes. Matt has spoke with Mike Minton at the gas company, explained to him the urgency of getting at least the golf course area half-width paving done, and also to let them know that we're not going to let them do any type of construction much past the middle of the month. Once
Middle of June?
Middle of June, sorry. Once the schools are out and we start having our summer folks here, it's not going to happen.
Right. Okay.
Do we know, if I can follow up on that, because I've received a couple emails from people who were concerned, I guess, about the patchwork. So do we have a prospective start date of when South Jersey Gas is going to start to do the paving work?
No, that's one of the things that Matt is working on. We have to make sure that they've done all their main exchanges before we can go in there. Then they have to do street counts to see how many have more than 5 cuts within a block. That kicks off the half-width paving that they're required to do for the entire section. So they're supposed to have somebody come out. I don't know if Matt has gotten that far as to when.
All right, and then we'll have a list of the streets they say that they're required to half pave, and we can check off against.
Absolutely.
Make sure.
Matt and I have already talked about that, and Matt spends quite a bit of his morning going around checking all the projects. That's one of the things. Once we get the notice from them, hey, these are the streets we're going to do, we're going to double back and make sure that they didn't leave some out, for whatever reason.
And the other issue, too, if I could ask one more question. The other issue, I know there were some people who were concerned about damage to their property. We've let people know that if South Jersey Gas has had damage to their property, to report it to the city. What's the last date that people have to report that?
Until the project is complete.
And so about when is that? And the only reason I ask is because I don't want someone to say, oh, I thought I had time. So do we have a projection of an anticipated time of when the project will end?
I think they're going to continue after Labor Day.
Yeah, in all likelihood, they're going to have to continue after Labor Day. So
all right.
What I would recommend to anybody that has damages, they contact us immediately.
Right.
Even if it's a phone call just to say, hey, I got this damage, what do I need to do? We can get it started, take pictures, whatever it is that they feel they need to do. Because South Jersey Gas is not going to do partial restoration. So, back in our area, if they've chunked up somebody's driveway or sidewalk, they're not going to come fix yours until that entire phase is finished.
Right.
So it may be a while before the damage gets repaired.
But I think it's also a message, too, of a question of getting the message out to people, because there are some people, I've seen some stuff online where people are frustrated, but might not know who to contact or what to do.
They can start with my office.
Absolutely.
I'll take all the phone calls and emails, and we forward it either to Matt, to the city engineer. I've been forwarding them right to Mike Minton, who's our representative of South Jersey Gas.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I can just tell you, too, that I've received calls about damage to property in the previous phases of the job, whether it was landscaping, sprinkler issues, or actually cuts in people's driveways, and they reported it to the city manager and Matt, and it was fixed and repaired in a timely manner. So it's
if once they get notified, they don't drop the ball. I made a report for myself because when they came in to replace the service to my home, they got part of my sprinkler system and tore up some of my lovely yard. And I did the same thing. I forwarded it to Mike Minton, and 3 days later I got a phone call from somebody letting me know that they came out and took a look at it, and they marked it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, we'll talk about our award comments. You want to start out there?
Okay, well, you've heard a lot of my ward comments about the streets.
Well, I know you got bags.
Just the bag lady, yes.
Coming up, bag lady.
Just want to remind everybody that June 1st, we have our bag ban coming into effect. John Doring, I think I reported at the last meeting, John and I had been out talking to businesses, and then with spring break last week, I was busy, and hopefully after next week we can get back out. I am trying to set up an assembly with the kids at North School, and we're looking at doing an assembly for the middle school, and then I'll be meeting with small groups of the elementary students. They are also happy that they just got from Clean Communities, they got refillable water bottles, because they have refilling stations. They're very happy with those, and they got some reusable bags, and we're going to try to get some more reusable bags for them. So just be watching, and we're going full force June 1st. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Karen. Paul?
Yeah, in the second ward, we had requested that the county consider painting some crosswalks down by the promenade, because there's really only one crosswalk, and that's on the north side of 13th Street, and they don't start again until about 8th Street north. So the city, we got a letter from the county, and they say painting is going to commence shortly, and they're going to be doing crosswalks from 8th Street through 12th Street north, and they hope to be finished by mid-June, so just in time for visitors. There was a street light that was requested in the 200 block of 4th Street South. About a month and a half ago, it finally was installed, and I believe the residents there are happy about that. And again, on the 11th of May, we'll be holding that meeting at the Links regarding the generator stand and generator on Jenkins Parkway, and we're inviting anyone in that area to come out and discuss and convey their feelings on it.
Thank you, Paul. Dennis?
Ward 3, all's good. No significant issues. Boys and girls, the summer out there. Anybody wants to go out there and catch a ball game, can't beat the price. It costs you a nickel. Get out there and support the kids. It's they hustle their tails off, and it's always good to get out there and watch. CER, the hours will be changing, if they haven't changed already, in the very, very near future for beach tags and four-wheel drive permits and things of that nature. So phone number there is 264-7350. Don't forget the dial 609.
Yeah, is that right?
And always good literature down there regarding trips and things of that nature, so stop on down. Nothing but good stuff. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Dennis. Rick?
All is well in Ward 4, and thanks for that 609 tip.
Right on that.
That's it.
You good?
I'm good.
Okay. Councilman Mike?
Well, as far as the Economic Development Commission, I'm happy to report we have Jim Rotella coming in to speak next month about grants and monies available for the city. Jim's done a tremendous job in the past, so we're looking forward to have him speak at our next meeting. Also, I'm happy to report that the air pumps at the Upper East Side and South Beach entrances to the beach will be replaced in the near future, so they'll be available for the people driving 4x4s, which we give, you know, our veterans. We take care of our veterans with their 4x4 permits also, if you haven't heard.
So free air and free...
Free air and free 4x4 permits for the veterans, so how about that? Lastly, I just want to report on the Cultural Arts Commission Woodstock Festival that we had last Sunday at Laguna. I see a few people here that were at it. It was a tremendous success, full house, lots of dancing, eating, drinking, and music was performed by Mad Adam and the Woodstock Duo. And so I heard reports that the last people left Monday morning where they had a drum circle at sunrise. So other than that, that's all I got.
Thanks, Mike. Deputy Mayor?
Sure. Want to remind people that we have our beach cleanup and shredding event. It's going to be Saturday, May 18th. We're going to meet at the 16th Street parking lot, and it will start at 9 a.m. So if you're looking to come volunteer and help keep our island clean, we'd love to help. And if you have a bunch of old papers that need to be shredded, Public Works will be down there to help you take care of that. So thank you.
Wow, that's a short one for you.
Well, I got like 10 more. You want me to go?
You got 1 minute.
The other day I was leaving going offshore, and I got stopped by the train. So I just want to tell everybody the train's coming. I saw the train go by, and
Running yet, but yeah.
They were, I guess they're, you know, warming it up or whatever you want to call it, and doing their test runs and stuff. So I had to stop at the tunnel, and I was surprised. It was I haven't seen those lights flash for a while. So it's supposed to be May 13th. The train's supposed to be running again, and you know, that's a great thing for us, for this area. Talked about Kate Smith. Okay, everything else. Well, I'm going to open it up to the public for anybody who wants to talk about anything they want to talk about. Mike, you want to come up? Name and address at the microphone.
Mike Snyder, 3601 Atlantic Brigantine Boulevard, Brigantine. Came here to speak about the pumping stations that are going on around the island. I live at the lighthouse. I'm right next to the street where this project's going on, and it's pretty incredible. Prior to this going on, we had a bulkhead that the water came in and out of with the high tide and low tide. It was been bad for many years, undermined the sidewalks and whatnot. And then we had a temporary flood buster that was really noisy, very obnoxious. It did a test run every Friday at 12:15 where I just couldn't be outside. So I understand we live on a barrier island. I've lived all over Brigantine. I understand flooding is more today than yesterday, and it's probably going to get worse. Lafayette Construction's been wonderful for me getting in and out of my driveway, and it's very accommodating. With regard to the project itself, if I had to choose, I wouldn't want that to be at the elevation that it is, and I understand in the design it had to be higher than our houses and whatnot with the 500-year floods or whatever they designed it with regard to. Around the island, there's a generator out back here, and there's one at the boat ramp. They kind of fit in, and they're in a commercial area. They're in an area where there's not residential homes involved. With respect to the areas where these are and there are residential homes, would the city work with us with regard to soften these things up a little bit with just a little bit of landscape with, they're concrete and they're steel and they're stairs?
Your neighbor was here, Mike, and we did talk to him about it. He jumped out of turn, but that's okay. We were going to talk about doing landscaping and stuff like that around.
Yeah, different locations might require different types, but
right.
We have landscapers on the island that could work with us, and where it doesn't cost us. So you don't need to do a design. Just
yeah. When it's next to a residential home, we should be doing some kind of formal landscaping, not little trees like this.
Yeah, something more mature and
something mature and
just
everything.
To soften it up a little.
Soften it up, absolutely.
Listen, I mean, on the bay the view is towards the bay, but the lighthouse circle is looking better and better, and a little bit of landscaping.
Right, and I did tell your neighbor that we're working with the county right now to redo the lighthouse.
Right.
And there's going to be a lot of landscaping going on at that particular your side of that.
No, listen, I'm looking forward to being complete and
right
naturally, and I know the street's going to be redone in that area, and
we're doing a lot of work around the city and everything like that. And
so listen, we have to have it. Yeah. It's not something we want, but it's where we live and what we're doing, and I think like I said, we can soften it up. It'll just blend in, and
absolutely.
And listen, anything is better than the flood busters that are being used now. They're not good. Not good. They're not good. I know exactly what time it is. But other than that, I think we're in good shape.
Mike, I appreciate your concerns and working with us. And
what's the time frame for the hardscape? Like right now, the infrastructure's just complete. The pylons are set. How about the concrete, like the flat work? What's the time frame on that? After the generator. Okay. So right now we're kind of at a standstill? Cool. All right. Well, good job, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike. Anybody else from the public would like to speak on anything? Mrs. Phillips.
NH Phillips, 308 27th Street. Have we increased the number of firefighters?
By one.
I don't know. I know we just installed a few at a recent meeting, and we had 34, the same as the police. And I was wondering, do we have more than 34 firefighters? And if so, why would we increase the number?
We're doing a project right now where we're going into our season, and our overtime was a little crazy because some people are hurt and just the volumes of calls we're getting. So we hired a firefighter at $40,000, another firefighter at $40,000. We're going to go through a 6-month period Another firefighter is retiring, and if it doesn't show that we're saving money, we're going to go back to 34 firefighters. Right now, he's like a floater. As far as is that correct there, Chief?
So right now we have one heavy shift, and what I mean is, last year we had a lot of guys that were injured, and so now we have one shift with one extra guy, so to speak. So I have the ability to move a person to a short shift to save on the overtime, and when I present it to the city, it looks like it's going to show that it's actually going to save the city some money, because I won't have to pay the overtime costs. I'll be able to pay a lower paid firefighter to fill those positions when the shortage occurs.
Okay, so you're going to be monitoring this to see whether it actually
It's a trial basis, isn't it? And we'll see how it works out, and we'll go from there.
Okay, fine. Mayor Simpson, you have spoken at a council meeting, or perhaps several, concerning your concern about the costs of the school and the budget for the school. Were you surprised to see an ad in the paper on Saturday morning advertising for an elementary school teacher and a special ed teacher and custodians and aides for the school?
Well,
are these replacements or additions?
I don't know that for a fact right yet. I knew I thought we were looking for a special ed teacher, but I have a call into superintendent, and I'm going to find out if that's something we have to replace, or is that something that we don't have to.
Yes, considering the circumstances of the consolidation and the decline in the population, student population, I was surprised to see that. So you will tell us at the next council meeting.
I'll give you an update next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Frankie, you want to come up and talk about parking wars or anything like that? Yeah? No overtime tickets or anything like that? Okay. Coach Joe. Maybe I opened up a can of worms here.
Joe Guglielmo, 4540 Brigantine Avenue. A little concern I have is the overflow basin on Harbor Beach Boulevard going into the shopping center. It's a disaster. There's shopping carts in there, there's plastic floating on top. I know you don't have jurisdiction because it's private property, but I thought maybe an official letter, excuse me, an official letter to the owners with a heading on the letter, official heading. I would send it myself, but who cares if it's Joe Guglielmo with a cartoon on the top? A more official letter would be appropriate, even to the EPA, because there's cardboard, there's plastic bottles, there's plastic floating on top, and then shopping carts. The shopping carts have been in there so long that they're actually filled with mud. And Frank testified at the fact that I tried to get down there one time, couldn't get it. It was too heavy, too dirty. So, if you can do anything about that, I think it'd be both sanitary-wise and as far as the environment is concerned, and of course the beauty of the spot. I mean, that is a pretty thing when it's all cleaned out. So I wanted to bring it to your attention. That's it.
Well, Joe, I'll just tell you that I think me and Jim Bennett are getting to be a good team here. All I have to do is look at him, and he shakes his head. I know he's going to call Jack Murray tomorrow morning, and there's going to be a letter sent out tomorrow afternoon. But Vince, you want to say something?
Also, Joe, you're talking about the
overflow
right
basin,
right by St. George's, right there, the little bridge right there in that area. I've gotten calls in the past about that with shopping carts in there and all. They do have a local guy here that is in charge of the common area maintenance, and I get in contact with him. So if there's things in there, you could call me, or anybody watching, you can call me.
Can you reach out to him, Mike, and we'll still send that letter to the...
It got to the point yesterday, or the day before yesterday, it was real nice. Some gentleman came with a big stick. He was trying to get the plastic out.
Yeah.
Obviously, he couldn't reach.
You're right. It's beautiful when it's cleaned out. You have some horseshoe crabs and everything come in there. So, but I'll be happy to take a call and get it.
All right, I just wanted to bring it to your attention.
Because they
Right.
do respond too when we,
Yeah.
make the call.
All right.
And that's our gateway into...
The other thing is,
South
too, if
End
you have
area
extra
there.
golf carts, we can
Yeah.
think about going back and forth on Club Drive. With the golf carts. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Coach.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay. I guess we should adjourn.
Yeah, I think so.
I need a motion.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Wow. Thank you for everybody watching our May 1st meeting, and see you in a couple of weeks. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Yeah, well, Ben had slowed me down.